Okay, we're going to talk about Grand Theft Auto 4 on your Lenovo. It will load. You get to do it, but only in Windows mode as far as I can tell. The first thing you need to do is go to, if you're running from Steam, or I'll show you a little bit later if you're doing it from your regular directory, you need to go to Steam to Options and set the launch options for the game and add in these memory configurations, no mem, video memory levels, and all that stuff. Because that's what's going to allow you, especially the Windows mode, is going to allow the game to go ahead and load. And we'll get into a demo of that here in a second. But make sure you take all these down and make sure you use those as your um, parameters in the start of the game. Now this is in Steam, okay, and this is how you do it in Steam. There is a way to do it if you're just going from the regular, if you haven't purchased it by yourself and you have it on your desktop. We'll just go over here and you find in the directory for your program files, you go ahead and find your GTIA for EXE and you right click and you say create shortcut and you create a shortcut. And once you get into the shortcut here, as you can see, you simply add in the parameters after the quotation mark of the EXE game where it says target after the quotation marks. So let's go back to Steam here. We're going to go ahead and run the game. We get into the social club. I skipped a lot of the loading and all that. I'm going to play offline because I don't care about saving right now. And we're going to go ahead and run the game. So we click on it to run. It tries to start up in full screen and it realizes the parameters and it jumps back down to the 800 by 600 mode. And it's only doing this because I set it to 800 by 600. You need to do this yourself. Do not click on the start button until you've gone to the configure button. So let's take a look at that. Once this loads up, you'll see the normal screens and everything. And right here, you go ahead and click play here. But once you go to the screen, you have to do something else. You have to actually go here to play and then choose the options menu first. Click on that and go here and up to graphics. When you get to graphics, if you haven't put those parameters in, you cannot change out of the 800 by 600. It's all locked down. You see the warning in the orange in the lower left right hand side saying that you've exceeded memory. Well, now we can change this around, but after experimentation, 800 by 600 is the only one that will really work. Leave the aspect ratio alone, but turn everything else to lowest, and also the draw distances down to a very, very low amount, under 10. If you notice, we're still 200 and some odd of 106 available, so we're already asking for twice as much memory than what's available. Because laptop manufacturers lock down memory because they want to monitor, they want to keep your CPU and your graphics chip from overheating, they don't allow certain levels to happen. So we've overridden those with these parameters, so make sure you understand could affect your performance and your heat on your PC. So these are not recommended, but if you're desperate to try this, go ahead. But I'm not recommending you do this on a continuing basis and everything. Something to play around with and all that, but be careful. So after we get these screens loaded, if you haven't done anything right, it'll lock up and just keep going through these screens forever. But if you've done everything right and followed these procedures and everything, it'll eventually get to the black loading screen, which is usually about 4 or 5 pictures, maybe 6 pictures in, after this guy or the next girl. And you'll get the black screen and the game will start. So there it is. I'm going to hit, it'll see a loading. I hit the space bar here to skip past any kind of lead-ins and everything like that to show you the demo. And we're going to go in, because I've already been into the game. I'm in the apartment already. There I am. So I'm going to go ahead and walk out the door. And you see all the artifacts. If you don't have it set right, you won't see the staircase, you won't see the stairs, a lot of things you won't see. You'll still run, but you won't actually see anything. So let's go outside. So I'm skipping past all the tutorials, but there's outside. If you look off in the distance, you'll see that there's not all the buildings are there because I have it set for very, very low. So let's go ahead and start walking around a bit after all this. You see there's smoke and everything, so you're seeing all of the animations and everything that you're supposed to be seeing. You're still seeing that, just that the draw distances are very, very short. You see how that slowly is loading. By the way, this particular sequence is on battery. The laptop's not plugged in, so automatically the graphics chip, everything's the CPU is slowed down at a lower rate, so you don't see as much as you would. It doesn't run as smooth. So let's continue on. We'll go over here to this diner in the first part of the game here, and we'll walk inside the door. And because it's not plugged in, again, because the system is running a little slower, I can run. It's a little jerky, but I can run in. As I go in the diner, watch what happens. We open the door. It looks normal, and it doesn't finish. It doesn't render everything correctly. The lighting's not correct. Anything. Very strange. So let's see if we can make our way back out. Well, look around a little bit to see if it can trigger anything. Nothing. So I'm going back out again. I'm going to go back out to the street, and everything appears normal. Okay, so now we're back out in the street, and we're going to go look around again. But this time, now I'm plugged into a to battery. I'm plugged into the system, so we're going to go walk in the again, and looky there, everything's just perfectly fine. So you see I can move around. So again, minimal settings, be careful what you do, monitor your heat. You can't get to run it into Windows mode. Is it a great gaming experience? Well, that's for each one of you to decide. As you can see, I can run pretty fast. I can do everything I need to do in the game. There's no sound glitches and everything. Things draw in pretty good. So is it unequivocal success? No, but you can run GTA 4 on your Lenovo.